This short video explains how to use Chatta in early years teaching. The best way to see the impact of Chatta is to teach with it. Make a Chatta board with your class or group. It's best to use a classroom screen and log into the software at app.chattalearning.com. Just follow the steps in the video or document which explain how to use the software. You may prefer to make a board in advance, like this one, and slide the images out of view so you can slide them back into view into the Chatta board as you are teaching, just like turning the pages of a book. You might tell a story, recount an event, describe a character, model some instructions, whatever you want. Once you've made the board, it can act as a perfect stimulus for lots of activities which will promote spoken language, oral composition and vocabulary use. It can also support writing activities. I'll go through a couple of examples. For the first one, I'll make a Chatta board myself, and for the second, I'll use a template from the Chatta community. Don't forget, making the board with your class is the best way to see the impact that Chatta can bring. So I'm going to do a simple Chatta board. I'll use 4 frames, and I could prepare this in advance or make it with the class. I'll imagine we're recounting a day out. So we all went to the park and did wonderful things. I may add some suggestions or ask the children. So we may have fed the ducks. What did we do next? We went on the swings. Then we played with our ball. And finally, we had an ice cream. If you were presenting that as a story retelling or recount activity and wanted to, you could have slid the images from view and added them in. We went to the park first, we saw the ducks. After that, we went on the swings. Next, we enjoyed playing with our football. Finally, we had a delicious ice cream. Whilst you're teaching, you can use the first button on each of the frames to record your voice. You're not creating a script for the children to parrot back, you're exposing them to language structures and vocabulary and the features of the sentences that you're using. I'll do it now. First, we saw the ducks. I can play that back. First, we saw the ducks. Next, we went on the swings. Next, we went on the swings. After that, we played with our ball. After that, we played with our ball. Finally, we had a lovely ice cream. Finally, we had a lovely ice cream. And then, once the board is made, you can start to use it to support the children's use of language. There are lots of ways you can do this, but the visual cues really help. And I like to combine 3 or 4 progressively challenging activities to extend the use of the children's sentence composition. The first one, I might ask them to finish my sentence. What word would fit? There's no right or wrong answer, but it's the first time they might get to speak and choose a word. They've got the picture to help them. You can point to them or click them to highlight. So join in with me, girls and boys. I'm in the class pretending, and here we go. Finish my sentence. We went to the park. First of all, we saw the ducks. Next, we had a go on the swings. After that, we played with our football. In the end, we enjoyed our ice cream. And that's an activity that can be done very quickly. Using the images to support partner work comes next. And when the children are interacting, they're composing sentences for an audience, they're listening, they're thinking of what to say to convey meaning. So if the children are in pairs, they can take it in turns and you can prompt them. Partner one, then partner two, partner one, then partner two. Tell them what to say, but not how to say it. Partner one, tell your partner, what did we see first in the park? Tell them now, go for it. And the children will say, whatever. First of all, we saw the ducks. Partner two, it's the swings next. Tell your partner what happened next. Next we saw the swings and had a ride on them. Brilliant. After that, partner one, what did we do? After that, we played with our ball. And finally, partner two, what did we then do in the end? In the end, we had an ice cream. And you can repeat or vary that activity. Partner one, do the whole thing. Partner two, go first. Whatever you choose, when the children are interacting, they're composing in real time with a real purpose and real audience. You can also invite the children to come up to the front to record their voice if they want to. There's a second button on each of the frames, and you could say, well, who wants to tell us what we saw first? And the children come to the front. If you've got a touch screen, they could press the button or you can press it for them and they can record. So one child might come and say, oh, first we saw the ducks. You could play that back. Who wants to tell us about the swings? And the children will come up. One of the children will come up and say, oh, next we went on the swings. And then another child could come up and say, oh, we played with our football. Who wants to tell us about the ice cream? Another child can come to the front and record their voice explaining about the ice cream. To conclude this activity, you might want to ask one of the children to come to the front and recount the whole sequence. You could show them first. I'm going to try to do the whole thing. We went to the park. First, we saw the ducks. Next, we went on the swings. After that, we played with our ball. Finally, we enjoyed our ice cream. And if the children want to come and do that in pairs, on their own, in a group, they're presenting to the class. And that is a very simple chatter activity that, of course, you can apply and adapt to anything. Now I'm going to show you how you can use the Chatter community templates to help prepare activities. I'm going to retell a traditional tale. Again, you can prepare this activity in advance. I'm clicking community. In the search tool, I'm typing EYFS and I'm going to choose Jack and the Beanstalk. I'll click use this template, select my folder and continue. And that is an editable template. Clicking the sound will allow you to hear.
Once upon a time, there was a boy called Jack. One
An
day,
example
a giant
or a model
beanstalk
retelling.
grew outside his window.
But to teach with it, it's best to make the board with your own voice. So I'm deleting the content that's already there. And to prepare to teach with this board, I'm sliding the images from view so that when I slide them in again, I'll be telling the story as if turning the pages of a book. And I'll show you. Again, do this or an activity like this with your class. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack, and he grew a mighty beanstalk. At the top, he found a huge giant's castle. Inside, he saw the giant's bag of gold, and he took it. Next, he saw the giant's hen, which laid golden eggs, and he took that too. After that, he took the giant's magical harp. Finally, he hurried down the beanstalk as fast as he could and gave the treasure to his mother. The giant dropped down dead. And having told the story to the children, you can add your voice to the chatter board. Once there was a boy named Jack, etc., etc. And that will lead you into a place where you can start to involve the children. As before, there are various and numerous activities you can do. Again, I really like filling in the blanks. Once there was a boy named Jack, and he grew a mighty beanstalk. He found a castle when he climbed all the way to the top. Inside the castle, he saw a giant, and he took his bag of gold. He also took the giant's hen. After that, he found the giant's magical harp, and he took that as well. Finally, he got all of the treasure down the beanstalk and gave it to his mother. The children could then go into pairs, and as before, partner 1, partner 2, tell the story in sequence. Partner 1, what happened at the beginning? Tell your partner about Jack. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack. Brilliant. Partner 2, what was at the top? At the top, he found a castle. You could then, having completed that activity, invite the children to come and record their words on the screen. And you could invite the children to come to the front and tell the whole story in sequence. They're choosing and using their own words. They're going to be exposed to the features of language. They will use some of the words that they hear you use, but they're going to be thinking of what to say in real time for a real purpose and a real audience. And of course, this resource can be saved, it can be printed, it can be shared with families at home, and it can be used as a stimulus for writing or to recap on the story at different stages across the week. Here are some more examples from the Chatta community. Of course, you can make content for any purpose and easily add your own photographs of activities the children have been involved with. I'll show you some that are already prepared as templates. There are lots of description activities, such as the description of a fox, describing its appearance, its bushy tail, its pointy ears, etc. There are lots of instructions activities, planting vegetables, preparing a fruit salad. There are description activities of all sorts of things. For example, different jobs and people who help us. There are also lots of examples of recounts and sequencing activities, such as a trip to the farm or a regular day or routine at school. If you'd like to get in touch for any help, please ask. You can use the document Getting Started with Chatta, or look at one of the example videos, Teddy's Busy Day, Dinosaurs or Animal Babies, or explore the Chatta community to look for examples. You can contact us by email at hello@chatta.co.uk, and we can help you prepare an activity.